Councillors, Godfrey wa Musina bote, Secretary wa Region, Acting Mayor wa Makadro, Mayor wa Tulamela, Mayor wa Collins Chabani, Batu bote, all protocols observed. Di Macheru. Oh, di kombela uchusu wa rigonye taba, arigonye taba. He was a former ANC Youth League. He followed the branch. Aba ANC Youth League, ya sub-region, aba chairperson ya ANC Youth League, sub-region. Adroba hape, aba chairperson. Ndikwamba ngamutu muti. Adroba hape, aba former ANC followed the branch secretary. Ozituka bezo zituzene loko zwibata. Adroba futhi, aba former ANC branch secretary, Kawini Mandela branch. Adroba habe, aba councillor, kama spala wa mutale, chipinga chilani mutale usatutangana na borele, dikadeba nga mutu ono ula muti. Adroba habe ada aseva, ada usi, RC member, the region zwino. Local government, Ramunanga, Rine, Batu wa Musina. Na ANC yabona zoteya. Uroyo mtu ni ene ani bafarori bade bamudise kwa Musina arange phanda. Mtu ani ndo kuhamba ngaye. Nickname yawe, nendo mpa nickname. They miss the same time. We miss the same time. Oyo mutu arali una problem basparani. Arali una problem hapa Musina. Raba ratori atakuwe. Watakuwa arigidimeza. Rote raita mushumo. Ababoni maspara wa Musina badubano wono ba active so. Ende batu wa Musina. Arali buwa muzimu. Ngauri ne uyanga ndikoto wonanga oyo mutu wetukuwa elenga muzimu. Musina will never be the same again. Mutu alindolo kwamba ngaye. Auna muwe. Nganda Godfrey, Nkhanedzeni Mawela. Our first citizen.
Dokoma koto mbezela kumore. We miss the same time. Wozembu zina la kulokola ofula Mr. Fixit. But program director, thanks very much. This is Panda Kabantendere. The Tominga Uruba says Vietnam House Kadiashu. Komro Tusiwa. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. The Mayoral. Honorable Speaker, I rise before this august house and the beloved residents of Musina with a great sense of humility for the opportunity afforded to me to present the current Council's inaugural 2022-2023 State of the Municipal Address. It is indeed a privilege for me to deliver this budget speech for the new elected term of council post the local government elections held in November 2021. This budget speech comes at a time when the world is faced with tough economic conditions. The downturn in the economy that was prevalent before the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic the lockdown regulations that limited economic activities, and the conflict between Russia and Ukraine are just some of the factors that are causing inflation and interest rate hikes. Locally, it is most felt with the sharp increase in fuel, cooking oil, and other basic necessities. In these trying times, I urge the political leadership, senior management, our community stakeholders, the general public, and the staff of Musina local municipality to continue working as a united force to ensure excellent service delivery to our people. Let me remind you that we are still guided by our mandate to deliver sustainable services in accordance with the Constitution and the legal framework regulating local government. It is essential that ordinary citizens and stakeholders are constantly informed about government work and empowered to take active part in it, because government work is a public activity. It is also government has done a lot to improve the lives of our people since the dawn of democracy, although we can acknowledge that we can all agree that life is now better than it was before 1994. Program Director, it is sad to remind you that during this financial year we are bringing to an end, the municipality was hit with sad experiences of losing employees. Former Councillor Kakati Jeremiah Kunwana, health workers, our beloved community members both in urban and rural parts of Musina. Most of these fatalities were COVID-19 related. The death of a loved one is a painful experience. However, death due to COVID-19 is likely to be more difficult for those ones left behind. As we move through the pain of grief, it is important to remember the good things that our departed loved ones did for this community while they were still alive. Can we please all rise and observe a moment of silence in honor of them. May their souls rest in perfect peace. We can take our seats. Honorable Speaker, this State of the Municipality address takes place at a time when there are many good things happening in our municipality, our district, province, and our country in particular. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate our glorious movement, the ANC, for holding a peaceful and successful provincial elective conference earlier this month. We congratulate the whole Provincial Executive Committee, more especially members of the PEC coming from our district, our region, Wembe region, the Deputy Chair, Mama Florence Razirani, and the Provincial Secretary, Musana Umagaje, na Meanga, who Caroline Mawela, who is from this municipality, from this sub-region, who is also, she's also the member of the Provincial Executive Committee. And we wish them all the best as they execute their duties as mandated by the branches of the ANC. There is no doubt that Comrade Stanley Chukmatavata is a tried and tested leader who, together with his collective, will be able to renew, rebuild, and lead our province to greater heights. Fellow councillors, the budget I'm presenting here today was prepared in line with our integrated development plan and in terms of the municipal finance management. The IDP and MFMA remain the cornerstone of every developmental and people-friendly budget, a critical tool for effective governance and proper planning. We remain committed to the realization of our 5 key performance areas, which are good governance and public participation, municipal transformation and organizational development, basic infrastructure and service delivery, local economic development, and municipal financial viability and management. When each of us wakes up every morning, we should all suddenly say to ourselves, yes, Musina, tumamina, to fix the challenge of service delivery. Yes, Musina, tumamina, to address all the challenges of water in our areas. Yes, Musina, tumamina, to deliver efficient services to our people. We should say that before we start our daily work of bringing a better life to all our residents in Musina. Honored guests, let me remind you that we are currently commemorating the Youth Month. As Musina Municipality, our commitment to youth development is influenced by our democratic goals, which are based on principles of social and economic justice, human rights, empowerment, participation, and active citizenship that are enshrined in the South African Constitution. We are very much aware of the many challenges facing the youth today. This includes the scourge of COVID-19, high unemployment rate, alcohol and substance abuse, and HIV and AIDS. We are doing our best to make sure that all the challenges facing our youth are dealt with accordingly. Through the youth desks in the mayor's office, the municipality undertakes various initiatives to empower young people in all our 12 wards. One such initiative is the inaugural Musina Youth Indaba, which we will host next month. The purpose of the Indaba is to engage stakeholders for the implementation of the youth development strategy and to mobilize support to improve the situation of young people as future leaders and drivers towards a better life for all. The Indaba will also serve as a foundation for skills development, poverty eradication, and creation of economic opportunities for our young people. This we are doing in partnership with stakeholders like the NYDA, Department of Economic Development, Environment and Tourism, the BS Venetian Mine, and the Department of Agriculture. Program Director, we all know that Musina was recently on national and international headlines because of the water violent protests. However, we were totally disappointed when the protests turned out to be criminally motivated, leading to the destruction of property, torching of municipal offices, and barricading of roads. Let me put it on record that government will never tolerate violence and damage to property. Destruction of property is a criminal offense. However, we are happy that those engaged in such acts have been apprehended by law enforcement agencies. While we all understand that members of the community have the right to take part in peaceful demonstrations as outlined in the Constitution, communities should exercise the right to protest responsibly within the parameters of the law that govern our democratic country. Taking into consideration where we come from, we understand that we are a nation in pain, but we cannot allow this pain to destroy us. We are a nation enraged, but we cannot allow our rage to consume us. I wish to reiterate to our community that our doors are always open for any engagement and discussion. Meanwhile, such engagements cannot take place in an environment of violence and destruction. Following the concerns raised by our community members in relation to water supply challenges, some progress has been recorded to improve the water supply in Musina. A total of 16 bores have been drilled at 10 of the bores were drilled by DBS Venetia Mine, whereas the Rubza District Municipality did 6. Work to equip and energize the bores are at an advanced stage. Hence, upon completion, this will improve water supply in Musina. The leaks on the main supply line from the pump station have also been repaired, yielding good results in terms of saving thousands of liters that could have been wasted. Together with the Rubza District Municipality and the Department of Water and Sanitation, we have developed a short and long-term plans to address water challenges in the city. However, let me put it on record that the water situation seems to have redressed. Honorable Acting Executive Mayor, the water situation seems to have redressed over the last 2 weeks. We are receiving endless complaints from our people every day as a result of water shortages in the urban areas of Musina. In some days, people just wake up with dry taps without any notification from the district. Some are still going for 3 to 4 days without water in their taps with no update from the district. While good communication is an essential tool in maintaining strong working relationships at all levels, it is important for Mawela District Municipality to improve their means of communication, especially on issues related to water supply. Program Director, Honorable Speaker, and fellow councillors, our view as the Council of Musina still stands that we want the Water Service Authority status to be returned back to Musina so that we can deal with water issues from our local municipality. In his state of the province address on the 24th of February this year, the Premier, Stanley Chukmatavata, emphasized that our province is on a renewal path to promote growth-enhancing plans. And I quote, to achieve growth level, to support employment creation and to fortify our fight against poverty and inequality. We need to promote growth-enhancing plans. We are steering our economy to a green, resilient and inclusive developmental path in line with the National Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan and the Limpopo Socio-Economic Recovery Plan. I close quote. For this purpose, Musina local municipality will never be a spectator in the economic growth of the province. That is why, through this budget I am presenting today, we aim to mobilize sufficient resources to invest in the upliftment of our communities. As echoed by President Cllr Ramaphosa in his State of the Nation address, we are also on course to revitalize our economy and end the inequality and injustice that impedes our progress, thereby rebuilding public confidence and restoring trust in our people. Honorable Speaker, let me take this opportunity to give a brief summary of service delivery report in our municipality. Our municipality is comprised of 12 wards, 24 councillors, 2 senior traditional leaders who sit in council, 68,943 households, and a population of approximately 132,000 people. In terms of electricity supply, Musina local municipality is a license holder in the urban area. Electricity in the villages and some of the farming areas is supplied by Eskom. There is no backlog on electricity supply in the urban areas of Musina. We are working with Eskom to address the backlog in rural areas, especially where we have extensions and new settlements. All urban areas of Musina have access to water on a rotational basis, although we still experience supply challenges in high-lying areas. We are constantly engaging with the Water Authority, Wembe District Municipality, to address these challenges. Majority of our villages have strict taps, but some villagers still complain of serious water shortages. This is also being addressed with the district, and we can safely indicate that we are also on a process of meeting with the district in addressing all challenges of water in our rural areas. The majority of our villages, when it comes, my apologies, when it comes to refuse removal, 15,350 households have access to refuse removal services once a week, although we had some backlogs due to the recent violent protest where one of our trucks was burned down. 5,239 households in 54 villages have access to refuse removal once a week. Public institutions, government buildings, and commercial properties are serviced on a daily basis. During the current financial year, the municipality is providing free services to more than 3,000 indigent families at a cost of over 4 million rand. These are the people whose joint family monthly income is 3,850 rand or less. Each beneficiary of the municipality's indigent policy receives 6 kiloliters of water, 55 kilowatts of electricity, and 100% free sewer and refuse removal services every month. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the first things we did when we assumed office was to visit all our senior traditional leaders who have villages under our jurisdiction. This includes Thobele Mamenje, Thobele Chikundamalema, Thobele Netengwe, Thobele Rambuda, Thobele Mabuya, and the Mutele Traditional Authority. After visiting the senior traditional leaders, we extended the interaction to the village headmen, community stakeholders, government departments, and private sector. The purpose of these visits and engagements was to develop good working relationship with all stakeholders when we start our term of office. This is because the effective management of relationships with stakeholders is crucial to resolving service delivery issues. Honorable councillors, you will agree with me that community radios are very important because they help to address social and service delivery issues within our society. When we took office in November last year, our local community radio, Musina FM, was off air and non-operational. It is my pleasure to report to this house that after our interventions, Musina FM became operational and went back to the airwaves again. And we are proud to announce that they are forming part of these proceedings. They are broadcasting live from here. And we will continue to support this community radio because it is the only mouthpiece for our local communities. Honorable Speaker, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. In our obligation to support education, we visited various schools in the urban, rural, and farming areas of Musina through our Back to School campaign. Indigent learners were identified and we distributed school shoes, school uniforms, stationery, and sanitary pads. This was made possible through our partnership with local businesses, DPS, Venetia Mine, and the South African National Defence Force. Program Director, clean environment is key to existence and survival of life in our planet Earth. Maintaining clean environment reduces pollution, preserves our biosphere, protects endangered species, and also helps preserve the Earth's natural resources. Besides that, clean environment attracts tourists and investors whose contribution to our economy is vital. We earlier this year in February launched the Mayoral fortnightly clean up campaign in all our 12 wards. We are happy that community members and various stakeholders are giving us full support in this initiative. We further urge our people to refrain from illegal dumping because it has a negative impact on our surroundings. All illegal dumpers should be reported to authorities so that perpetrators can be brought to book. We are happy that our law enforcement officers are constantly issuing fines to identify illegal dumpers. Together with Hope Diamond Transport, we conducted a very successful clean-up campaign last week, Thursday, on June 16th day, at the old Mansfield graveyard. We thank all community members and stakeholders who came in large numbers to support this initiative. More importantly, our sincere gratitude goes to the visionary leadership of Hope Diamond Transport for coming up with this community building initiative while at the same time providing most of the resources to accomplish this cleanup campaign. In our effort to accelerate service delivery, we handed over completed projects to our communities. This includes Upper Sports Facility, Knightsfield Multi-Purpose Center, Musina Licensing Unit, new premises, and Knightsfield Extension 9 and 10 paved roads. Fellow councillors, having the right working tools is imperative to successful completion of the task at hand. In addition, the right tools allow employees to complete their task efficiently, which affords employees opportunities to expand their range of capabilities, thereby speeding up service delivery in our communities. It is for this reason that we also handed over a new buggy for the civil division and a Cherokee car for the electricity section. Our special gratitude goes to the Road Traffic Management Corporation for sponsoring us with a mobile vehicle testing truck that will enable our licensing staff to perform their duties outside the office environment. Honorable councillors, let me give you an update and progress report of the major projects that we are currently undertaking during this financial year 2021-2022, which we are bringing to an end at the end of this month. Some of these projects are multi-year projects that will overlap to the next financial year. We have Musodi Community Hall, which was budgeted for 8 million rands, funded by the MIG. The project is completed. We have managed a sports facility. The budget of the project was 7 million. The funding was from MIG. The project is completed. We also have Knightsfield Central paved roads, budgeted for 14.6 million. The source of funding was MIG as well, and the project is also completed. We also have Knightsfield Phase 6 to Phase 12 paved roads, which were budgeted for 12.5 million, funded by the MIG, and the project is also completed. We also have the construction of bridge from Chibongweni to Cllr village. The budget of the project is 13 million. The source of the fund is MIG. The project is still under construction. It's a multi-year project starting from 2020-2021 to 2021-2022 financial years. Development of Nkhanedzeni graveyard, budgeted for 8.5 million, funded by MIG. The project is under construction. It's a multi-year project from 2021-2022 to 2022-2023 financial years. We also have construction of Nkhanedzeni Community Hall. The budget of the project is 8 million, funded by MIG. the project is under construction. It's also a multi-year project, 2021-2022 to 2022-2023 financial years. Lastly, we have the rehabilitation of Leslie Mawela Stadium. The budget of the project is 6.5 million. It's funded by the MIG. The project is under construction, and it is also a multi-year project, 2021-2022 to 2022-2023 financial years. When our new council took over in November last year, Musina was owing ESCOM 66.9 million rand. During our 7 months in office, we have managed to reduce the debt by 20 million rand, and the balance now stands at 46.9 million rand. We will definitely pay off the debt in the near future and start off in a clean slate. Honorable Speaker, we all bear testimony to the fact that a multiple of heavy vehicles pass through our town's CBD every day. These vehicles add to the traffic congestion in our town and also disturbs local traffic and pedestrians. We welcome the construction of the 640 million rand Central Musina Ring Road project, which will officially be opened before the end of August this year. The project consists of around 8-kilometer freeway, which will alleviate traffic congestion and reduce travel time for road users in our town. Besides enhancing smooth traffic flow, the project has provided opportunities for a number of local community members and businesses alike. Fellow councillors, it is my pleasure to give this House an update on the progress of the Musina Makado Special Economic Zone, which has now become a reality. MMSEZ is a state-owned company registered in terms of Schedule 3D of the Public Management Finance Act, Companies Act, and Special Economic Zones Act. It is currently wholly owned by the Limpopo Enterprise Development Agency, LEADER, with its own board of directors, which is representative of various stakeholders, including the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition. The program is made up of 2 strategic sites. The northern site located at the Atom Villa Farm, which is about 3,500 hectares within Musina local municipality. The Atom Villa site is designated for light to medium industrial activities focusing on manufacturing, agro-processing and logistics sectors. The second site is located at the border between Musina and Makado municipalities, with a land measuring about 8,000 hectares straddling across the N1 road next to the Bobo toll gate. The southern site is designated for a heavy industrial park focusing on renewable energy and metallurgy. It is anticipated that the MMSEZ will create an excess of 21,000 direct and indirect jobs in the short and medium period and over 60,000 jobs in the future. The projected job opportunities and the technical nature of the project to be implemented in the MMSEZ has posed a challenge to the provincial government to think hard on how to close the existing skills gap. A collaboration among various stakeholders in the education sector, inclusive of universities, technical and vocational training institutions, was initiated to drive robust skills development. This initiative is already bearing fruits. Several students have graduated with the requisite technical skills and these are for future opportunities in the MMSEZ. Furthermore, the MMSEZ has entered into a partnership with Wembe College to build a new Musina satellite campus inside the MMSEZ's north side. The college will be complemented by an SMME incubation center modeled on developing the requisite technical and non-technical support to entrepreneurs to reach their full potential. MMSEZ has completed the feasibility study for the incubation center and the enterprise development strategy to guide its construction, operation, as well as the inclusive participation of local entrepreneurs. Environmental authorization, EA, for the north site was approved in December 2016. Subsequently, the entity has developed a comprehensive environmental management plan to guide the implementation of various projects on site. EA for the south side was granted in February this year after a long process of engagements with interested and affected parties who made meaningful inputs to enrich the application. Whilst the Southside application was litmus test for MMSEZ, it also presented an opportunity for MMSEZ to nail its colors to the mast by demonstrating its full commitment to protecting the environment. The entity commissioned the development of the internal master plan for the north side in 2020, which streamlined the land use plan and also outlined the infrastructure requirements to ready the site for investors' location. The bulk infrastructure estimated at approximately 2.9 billion will be implemented in phases. In 2021, the provincial government allocated 600 million over a medium-term expenditure framework for a bulk installations. The targeted bulk services projects include a water pipeline, water treatment plant, reservoir, 10 MVA electricity substation, internal roads, stormwater drainage system, and integrated security infrastructure. It is my pleasure to inform this House that the contractor for a 14-kilometer road infrastructure has already been appointed in Anton Villa, while water, electricity, sanitation, and fencing projects are on tender stage. In light of the progress made, especially the long-awaited commencement of the bulk infrastructure, it has become necessary and desirable to create a platform for the political principals to inform the public about these significant milestones. Honorable Speaker, the Premier of Limpopo, Honorable Stanley Chukmatabata, and the Deputy Minister of Department of Trade, Industry and Competition will lead a delegation of senior government officials and leaders of local government spheres in Vembe to conduct an oversight visit to the FMSZ North Site at Atom Villa on the 28th of June 2022. That is next week, Tuesday. The oversight visit has also been extended to various stakeholders to have an opportunity to understand the offerings of the MMSEZ as it becomes ready to welcome investors and tenants alike. Among the targeted stakeholders are government officials across the three spheres of government, state-owned enterprises, development finance institutions, international development agencies, international partners, banks, domestic and international investors, media and captains of the industry. Program Director, with the physical implementation of the Musina Special Economic Zone, there is no doubt that we are on our path to realize our dream of becoming a smart city. In general, a smart city is a city that uses technology to provide services and solve city problems. This is an intelligent city that integrates digital technologies into its networks, services, and infrastructure. In the smart city, people will move to smart technology, wireless communication, and cashless technology. The envisaged fully fledged Musina Airport in the smart city will provide local businesses with access to the global market. The airport will also retain and attract business and thus provide jobs and economic prosperity for the people of Musina. For many years, people in rural areas have been traveling long distances to access basic needs in urban areas. During our term of office, we will make every effort to convince developers and business people to build malls in rural areas. Those malls will bring convenience, choice, and in many instances, community upliftment to rural areas in which they are situated. We therefore call upon those with financial muscles to join us in realizing this dream. Honorable Speaker, last week, Wednesday, we launched the Musina Sports Development Program to support and promote sports in the Musina municipal area. During the launch, we unveiled 10 soccer kits to the value of 50,000 rand. We have already started distributing the kits to deserving, struggling soccer teams across Musina local municipality. This program was made possible through the generosity of Hope Diamond Transport, who made the soccer kits available as part of their social responsibility program. Hope Diamond Transport has committed to stage the largest Mayoral tournament in the history of Musina, which will cater sporting codes featuring teams from all the 12 wards of Musina. And we are calling upon other business people to join in the footsteps of what Diamond Transport is doing. Program Director, besides bringing important social benefits, good road networks make a crucial contribution to the economic development. For this reason, road infrastructure is the most important of all public assets. Well-maintained roads are safer and they are crucial in accident prevention. Fewer collisions means less injuries and a lower risk of fatality. We are in continuous engagement with the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure to accelerate the process. A full report will be provided when we converge committee meetings in the affected wards. Honorable Speaker, a lot of progress is recorded at Musina Home Affairs in terms of improved service delivery. We send our sincere gratitude to Home Affairs officials who worked extended hours during the recent local government elections. In addition to that, the office has issued 4,755 smart cards this year, 3,267 of which have been collected. Although government is making a call to move away from green bar-coded IDs to the new smart cards, it is still disappointing to note that there were 342 uncollected smart cards at the local Home Affairs offices as of Wednesday last week. We therefore urge committee members who have not collected theirs to do so as a matter of urgency. The late registration of birth is still a challenge, and we should encourage our people to avoid it as they possibly can. This is to make sure that we have a clean and accurate national population register in our country. Honorable Speaker, the economic contribution by the multi-million rand Nkhanedzeni Park House is a major step in the development of agriculture in our municipality. Besides creating job opportunities, local farmers no longer have to travel long distance to disperse their products. We will continue to work with the Department of Agriculture to bring more opportunities to our local farmers. Honored guests, health is one of our priority areas. We have a good working relationship with all health institutions around our municipality, including Musina Hospital. We are also mindful and thankful of the great work by our private clinics and health facilities both in urban, farming and rural areas of Musina. Through various initiatives, we encourage our people to live healthy lives to avoid being attacked by various opportunistic diseases. Right now, our health care workers are on front lines of battling with the novel coronavirus disease. They are putting themselves in the path of this deadly virus in this unprecedented crisis. Our doctors, nurses, porters, pharmacists, and everyone who supports patient care are rising to the occasion and caring for our most vulnerable populations. Thank you for the sacrifices you make every day, especially during this time of the pandemic. Your dedication, commitment, and courage deserve our deepest gratitude and admiration. As responsible community members, we also have a role to play in eradicating COVID-19. If we reduce the amount of barriers everywhere, we reduce the opportunity for it to mutate and potentially produce new variants of concern. Vaccination is one of our best tools to reduce the level of barriers in communities. We urge everyone who has not vaccinated or not taken a booster shot to do so as a matter of urgency. Honorable Speaker, our local IEC office did a sterling job during last year's local government elections. As politicians, our wish is to have 100% voter turnout in our municipality. Let me explain why. Our voters roll at 45,309 voters. Only 22,093 people voted. This simply means that we had 22,216 people who did not vote, which gives us 49.14% of the total voter turnout in the recent local government elections. The fact that we also had 1,499 spoiled ballot paper is a worrying factor. We still have a big responsibility to encourage our people to take their voting rights very seriously. It is important to encourage our people to vote in large numbers because the national government allocates funds based on the number of people who voted. So if we go out and ensure that we encourage our people to register in numbers, we will be playing our role, playing our part in making sure that we grow Musina. Program Director, we were highly disturbed by the recent burglary at Musina Post Office, where criminals stole valuable equipment and network cables. However, we have received positive reports from the post office management that the stolen equipment and the network cables have been replaced. They have assured us that normal services will resume in due course. Fellow councillors, there is an old saying that goes that a man does not see a beautiful rose in his own garden. But as Musina, we are able to see the beautiful roses in our garden, and we do have a lot of those beautiful flowers in our garden. We are proud of our own community services centers. We are proud of our own community services center, the Madimbo Tusong Service Center, because it is rated among the best performing walk-in centers in Limpopo. The center is closing the service delivery gap as rural people do not have to travel for long distances to access services in town. Indeed, our government cares. We have also noted the positive contributions by the Department of Social Development in all our wards of our municipality. The funding of community organizations, including creches and care centers, distribution of food parcels, and assistance for our people to access various types of grants are some of the major achievements that we are grateful of. Program Director, due to our strategic location, Our municipality risks being a crime-infested area because of a huge number of people who are either in transit or undocumented. We would like to thank the police and members of this SANDF for their endless effort in fighting crime in our municipality. We also recognize the role of community structures who are working with the law enforcement agencies to root out criminal activities in our beloved municipality. Ladies and gentlemen, the non-governmental organizations like the Musina Legal Advice Office, UNHCR, Doctors Without Borders, New Start, Lawyers for Human Rights, and the Red Cross are doing a great job in providing support and carrying out monitoring work in places such as the detention centers and shelters in Musina. We acknowledge their contributions and encourage community members to give them full support so that we can continue doing they can continue doing their humanitarian work with ease. Honorable Speaker, the Expanded Public Works Program is a nationwide government program covering all spheres of government aimed at drawing a significant number of unemployed South Africans into productive work in the manner that will enable them to gain skills and increase their capacity to earn income and develop their community. As Musina, we are also part of this initiative to empower our communities. We presently have 189 formerly unemployed community members who are benefiting from this program. This initiative goes a long way in addressing the challenge of unemployment in our society. The scourge of alcohol and drug abuse, especially by young people, is of a serious concern to us. Alcohol, tobacco, data, and other drugs affect our youth negatively. The use of these drugs have detrimental effects on the user's health, which may turn out to be fatal. At the end of this long line is a drug dealer who is making money out of destroying young people's futures. Our call is that let us work together to expose the drug lords so that they don't deserve to live within our communities. Honorable Speaker, the current scourge of violence against women and children is completely unacceptable. It cannot be accepted that our women and children are not able to enjoy our freedom and liberation because of their vulnerability. Real freedom will be achieved when our women and children can be free to go anywhere, anytime without fear of being attacked, raped, or killed. I appeal to all men, all responsible men in our country to make it their duty to protect women and children. It should be noted that Musina strongly condemns any form of violence against women and children. Program Director, our Mayoral bursary is one of the flagship initiatives to produce responsible graduates. We are currently financing 16 students studying towards various qualifications in different institutions of higher learning. From the 1st of July, the municipality has made 2 million rand available to finance indigent learners through the Mayoral bursary fund. honorable guests, there is no doubt that Musina municipality is one of the best public entities when it comes to the art of communication. And we must become one of the best entities when it comes to service delivery as well. Our bulk SMS line, which has more than 5,000 subscribers, is one of our innovative communication legacy projects. Our website, www.musina.gov.za, and our Facebook page, Musina Local Municipality, which are updated timelessly, are playing a major role to keep us instantly in touch with our people. We are also very active on various community WhatsApp and Telegram groups and other modern communication platforms with the sole aim of giving our people the latest information with speed. We are aware of many farmers and villages that do not have cell phone network reception around the municipality, but we are engaging with ICASA to find the best ways to resolve these challenges. Program Director, it is my pleasure to announce that Council is meeting its obligation of exercising municipality's executive and legislative authority. The following structures are fully functional in our municipality. All the committees of council are operating without challenges. Ward committees are functional in all 12 wards. Ladies and gentlemen, it is also important to let you know that we are in the process of filling vacant strategic positions to accelerate service delivery. We hope to finalize the appointments for the positions of the General Manager for Community Services, Economic Development and Planning, and the General Manager Technical in the near future. Honorable Speaker, we are unable to provide some of the services due to a high number of consumer debtors, which stands at over 40 million rand. And indeed, we must do something to recover this money, because it's a lot of money. And if you have listened well, we are owing ESCOM around 46 million. So if we are to get this 40 million from those who owe the municipality, it will assist in addressing the ESCOM debt, because the ESCOM debt is having a negative impact on service delivery. So we must make sure we prioritize the recovery of this money. We are continuously engaging defaulting consumers to understand the value of paying for the services they get from the municipality. Program Director, the influx of undocumented foreign nationals put us under tremendous pressure to provide some of the basic services. This is because it is not possible for us to budget for people who are not legally staying in our municipality. We are aware of the challenges in relation to damaged roads, aging infrastructure, shortage of staff and working tools, insufficient revenue base, crime and unemployment. We are working with various stakeholders to make sure that these challenges are resolved. Fellow councillors, our ultimate goals is to achieve, one of our ultimate goals is to achieve a clean audit opinion. I am pleased to report that our municipality attained 2 consecutive unqualified audit opinions in the 2019-2020 and 2020-2021 financial years. This means that the Auditor General concluded that our financial statements were fair and transparent in all material aspects. And we strongly believe that we will not regress when the audit for the 2021-2022 financial year starts around August this year. Honorable Speaker, let me present an overview of the 2022-2023 financial year estimates. Our election manifesto reaffirms that all achievements and successes of the past 5 years are to be sustained and improved. We embarked on a series of public participation meetings in the form of interactive discussions where communities in all 12 wards could directly engage with us and give input on the draft budget and draft IDP. In addition, the draft budget and IDP were also advertised on local newspapers and online platforms for the community to provide input electronically and in writing. The budget I present follows a vigorous IDP budget community participation program, from which municipal priorities and predetermined objectives have been derived. The budget is a service and people-centered document geared towards improving the quality of life of residents while considerate of the immense challenges that the municipality and the residents are confronted with in the face of rising costs, lower than expected economic performance and declining revenue. To balance the prevalent harsh economic realities that ratepayers are facing, we have provided for marginal increases in our tariff structure to ensure sustainable and affordable municipal services. The total budget for this coming financial year, the 2022-2023 financial year, is 446,038,000 rand. The breakdown is as follows. The capital budget will be funded from MIG allocation of 32,713,000 rand. Executive and council will receive 90,484,000 rand. Financial services 123,077,000 rand. Community services 55,542,000 rand. Technical services 150,802,000 rand. Economic and environmental services 26,133,000 rand. EPWP 1,390,000 rand. Equitable share 193,793,000 rand. Finance management grant 3 million rand. The grant total of the operating grant is 198,183,000 rand. Our rates will increase by 5.6% Honorable Speaker, let me quickly highlight some of the major projects that we will be undertaking when the new financial year starts on July the 1st, 2022. These are the projects for the 2022-2023 financial year. Some of them are multi-year projects. We have the development of Nkhanedzeni graveyard. The budget of the project is 8.5 million. We also have the construction of Chikotini. We also have a multi-purpose center that we are going to build in Shakadza village, budgeted for 12.1 million, which will be a multi-year project ranging from 2022, 2023 to 2023 to 2024 financial years. We also have a community hall that we are going to build in Mawela village. The project is budgeted for 8 million. It is a multi-year project as well. It will start during this financial year that we are going to the 2022-2023 to the 2023-2024 financial year. We also have the construction of Mansfield Extension 9 and 10 paved roads phase 2. The project is budgeted at 7.8 million. It will be a multi-year project which will end during the 2023-2024 financial year. We also have the Rhino Ridge Park development, design and construction of electrical infrastructure, bulk and articulation. The project is budgeted at 19 million and the source of fund is own funding. The project is at the inception stage and it will run for the financial year of 2022-2023. We also have the Rhino Ridge Park development, design and construction of 17 kilometers of internal streets and stormwater management, budgeted at 157.4 million. We have the civic center perimeter security fence, budgeted at 1.7 million. The project is at planning stage and it will be an own funding project. Together with the Coxton, we will build 260 RDP houses for the deserving beneficiaries in the rural wards of Musina. Fellow councillors, as I move towards the conclusion, I am convinced that this budget will go a long way to create hope for our communities in these challenging times. I want to take this opportunity to thank the glorious movement, the revolutionary movement of the people, the African National Congress, for giving me the opportunity to lead the people of Musina. It would not have been possible to achieve all this without the support from fellow councillors, administrators, community stakeholders, and the general public of Musina. Program Director, as we appreciate our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by those words. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by sparks from other people. We often take other people's work for granted, but there are some people who deserve my highest credit. I would like to wholeheartedly thank our municipal communication unit for compiling this comprehensive budget speech in spite of their busy schedule. Their willingness to make things happen is something beyond this world. Let me leave you with a quotation from Ben Okri, one of the foremost African authors. It reads thus: the most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our sufferings. I close quote. Together we can move Musina forward. Ndolibu Wabaya, thank you very much.